It is Monday. Welcome to the Hot Takes House on Unafraid Show. Monday, it's the Hot Takes House. If you don't know what it is, it's the hottest takes in sports and in life from the entire weekend. And we get it popping on the Hot Takes House. Thank you guys for joining me. Make sure that you tell a friend about the Unafraid Show. Tell them about the Hot Takes House, the actual post for the Hot Takes House with all of them included, even the ones that I don't get to today, will be up shortly after we get off right now. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your energy. Thanks for supporting the Unafraid Show as usual. But we're going to dive right into the Hot Takes House. Hot Takes House number one, the most important thing from this weekend is that Drake is a jinx. And the curse of Drake is real. Yeah, Drake the rapper. He's got a curse surrounding him, and I got proof that it exists. Number one, first example. Anytime Drake has showed up to see Serena Williams play tennis, she's lost. Curse of Drake. Drake is a huge Toronto Raptors fan. Last year, they had the best record in the Eastern Conference. Drake starts showing up to playoff games. Raptors lose. Curse of Drake is real. Kentucky Wildcats. Everybody knows he's a big John Calipari fan. Shows up to their tournament game. What happens? Kentucky loses. I mean, that's 4 different occasions that we've seen Drake ruin somebody's sports life. So I'm telling you this, if hot take number one, if I'm ever on a big stage in terms of competition and Drake wants to jump on Team Reister, absolutely not. You got to go. You can be on Team Reister, but you got to be on there from a distance. Love me from afar. Wait till it's over, Drake. Hot take number two. The Raiders, the Giants, the San Francisco 49ers, and the Jaguars all need to be blowing up Colin Kaepernick's phone right now. They all need to. Have you seen these quarterbacks? The San Francisco 49ers, they're desperate now that Jimmy G's gone. You got the Jaguars who are ruining a chance to make a run at a Super Bowl with Blake Bortles. And then you got Derek Carr with the Raiders playing putrid. And Eli Manning trying to ruin and sabotage Odell's Beckham Jr.'s Hall of Fame career. So, and you saw 2 of the worst quarterback interceptions of all time this weekend between Derek Carr and Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles hit his own man in the helmet in the red zone. Hit the lineman in the back of the helmet. He's like 6'5" already. Threw it, hit him, and then threw an interception. Come on, Blake. Time to call Colin Kaepernick, people. Time to call Colin Kaepernick. Next thing up, sticking with the NFL. I was watching Sunday Night Football. Did we ask for a new song? Did we ask for a new song for Sunday Night Football? The old one was just fine. We had Hank Williams on Monday Night Football for like 15 years. That's what we wanted Sunday night. We didn't want something new. Hot take about the Dallas Cowboys. Jason Garrett, their coach, is the best thing that has ever happened to the Giants, the Eagles, the Washington Redskins, and the entire AFC and NFC. Jason Garrett. Sorry, Jason. Time's up, buddy. And then also sticking with the Cowboys, don't you guys think that it's time that the Cowboys, that they get on their phone and be like, hey, yo, Dez, you up? They need to hit Dez up and ask him, is he up for that late night creep call to see if he is willing to come back. That's what they got to do. There's going to be a video on a Hot Takes House about Blake Bortles. He did something just absolutely awful. And then the Philadelphia Eagles on the Hot Takes House. They make the Hot Takes House. Not only did they lose to the Vikings and they went for 2, but you saw Eagles Twitter. The Eagles fans on Twitter were calling for Nick Foles. Man, if y'all don't get the hell out of here, Nick Foles is half the player that Carson Wentz is. Calling for Nick Foles. Man, if y'all don't enjoy what you got, no, Carson Wentz is not overrated. he's better than Nick Foles. Like, it's just the truth. Eagles Twitter, you need to stop. Just be happy you don't have Jason Garrett as your coach. The Packers kicker, Mason Crosby, he's been good throughout his entire career. He was in the process of cutting himself at the end of the game. After he missed that fifth kick, he was probably like, yeah, Mason. He was probably having conversations with himself. Mason, yeah, man, it's probably time for you to go right now. You know, things aren't really working out. You know, that was 5. It's time for us to find a new kicker. That's the truth, man. Odell Beckham Jr. proved this weekend that he's the best wide receiver on the New York Giants, and he's the best quarterback. He threw a 57-yard touchdown. And mind you, no player, I'm sorry, well, there's only been one quarterback this year, but Eli Manning has not thrown a touchdown pass that far this entire season. Really? And we're supposed to believe that you are a Hall of Famer. Nope, Eli Manning is not a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's a dude who had 2 good playoff runs. Interesting, the Cleveland Browns have a better winning percentage than the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, this is 2018. I did not make this up. Yes. The Cleveland Browns are better than the Cowboys. Damn, never thought we'd be hearing that, Jerry Jones. I know you're sad, and Scooter McGavin, sorry, buddy. Do you want to talk about it? Going on to college football. Tim Tebow and Nick Saban need to quit crying about the fans not showing up. There's a video about that that's going to be in the Hot Takes house. Mike Stoops just got fired at Oklahoma. He was actively sabotaging the Oklahoma Sooners defense. I mean, there are videos of him having their cornerbacks 8 yards off on like 3rd and 5. And you're like, excuse me, I don't understand what you're doing. I did not understand what you're doing. Like, we all knew he was getting fired. But we're sad to see a man lose his job, but we're happy to see a team get an upgrade who it has the best offense in all of college football. Stanford, the jig is up, buddy. The jig is up with Stanford. The 10 wins a year are over. I'm calling it right now because the Utah quarterback figured out how to defend that jump ball annexation of Puerto Rico play they run. Yep. It is over, Stanford. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. The best thing you had going is done. Interesting stat. UCLA, whose game I went to against Washington this week, hasn't lost less than 4 games in a season since 1989. Like, this is a very embarrassing season for the program. Very embarrassing. Florida State, DeAndre Francois. He's the toughest quarterback in the country. Like, he gets his ass kicked every single week, doesn't get down on his teammates, and then signs up for more. My type of guy, DeAndre. You know, everybody knows I'm down on Florida State a lot of times, but he deserves the credit he deserves. Texas had a big game against Utah. Article about it on unafraidshow.com. Their kicker has the greatest nickname in all of sports. Greatest nickname in all of sports right now. This fool's name is Dicker the Kicker. Dicker the Kicker. Man, that is the greatest name in all of sports. Congratulations, Texas. You win the weekend. The UFC. Hot take about the UFC. Everybody knows what happened. Conor got smoked by Khabib. This fool had the nerve to tweet it out that we lost the battle. We lost the battle, but we won the war. What? Hate to be the bearer of bad news, Conor. You lost the battle. You lost the war. You lost everything, bro. You lost everything. We no longer believe. We no longer believe. I was pissed, though, during the pay-per-view when that whole melee and all that stuff broke out at the end, and I thought we were watching Southpaw. I was afraid somebody's wife was going to get killed. I mean, just something awful was going to happen. It was ridiculous that the cameras pulled away at a pay-per-view event. This is an MMA event that you've been watching people box their ass off, people bleeding, but you can't show a fight in the stands. What? Man, people paid they $65, $75 in HD. I want to see what happens. That ain't right, UFC. Dana White, you got to get this together, man. Because you better not pull these cameras back again. We will revolt. You guys are listening to the... Tony Pasho sent in a comment. He said, a guy I used to play with, he said, George, would you agree that Cap's best ability is to dominate with a read option offense? I think some element of a read option, but I don't think totally just a read option like a college offense. I think a lot of it has to do with he can thrive in what Deshaun Watson is doing. He got to the playoffs in it, got to the Super Bowl in it. Like, he's a good quarterback. And in his last season in the NFL, he had the 11th highest quarterback rating in the league. I mean, facts are just facts. You cannot hate the facts. You can't change the facts. The facts are the facts. You guys, thank you guys for joining me for the Hot Takes House. The article will be up on Unafraid Show just in probably about an hour and a half, maybe max. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your energy. Always visit unafraidshow.com. Download the podcast. Appreciate your support. And if you're looking for some Unafraid Show gear, I'll be the model next week. When everything comes in, I will be giving some t-shirts out, some swag, all of that stuff to some of my best and most loyal viewers. Appreciate your time, energy. Peace out. Catch you guys tomorrow.